Hiya, my name is Frizzy. Welcome back to here. Welcome back. Today is the next character because you guys do seem to be actually fairly interested in this series. So like, hey, I give the people what they want. Sometimes. Maybe I don't. Yeah, today we're doing the thrilling third installment of this series because Fearless has a princess, and if he has a princess, then she needs a design. Her name was hard to come up with because she did not exist before. New thing about this character that makes her special from the others is that she did not have anything. So she's got no concept art. She actually didn't even have a concept before halfway through drawing Fearless's concept art. I didn't really mention that I was doing the silhouette or anything because I figure you guys, it's kind of like, we know this by now, right? You guys know the drill by now. I will say the concept arts have been, like, the bare bones basic concept has been getting proceedingly more complicated with each video, but do I care? No, not really, because it gets the job done. I wanted her to look like Disney princess, like all the way, like full Disney princess. So I have her doing like the hands up. You know how people in musicals, they hold their hands up when they're singing? Yeah, that's what I wanted her to look like. The one thing about her is that she didn't really have any sort of story, and so what I had to figure out this week, or these past 2 weeks, or however long it's been, why she's on the run. Because I mentioned in Fearless's video, she's kind of, I'm gonna scoot, hold up. I'm sitting on the floor right now. I don't know if it's obvious, but like, I'm trying recording on the floor now because then I can be like eye level with you guys, because I'm actually 6'4". So now, why is she running away from her kingdom? Well, I can only think of 2 reasons why you'd want to run away from your kingdom. A, you're just like you're a rebellious teen. I don't want to be locked up in that palace anymore. I don't want to spend my whole life behind the walls. I want to explore. I want to see the world. That, or your mother is trying to sacrifice you to the sun because the sun cult told her to. And one of those options is way more interesting than the other. So yeah, it used to be and this world has become so much more. It used to just be Funny Crowman does things. And now there is a princess and she is people are trying to sacrifice her to the sun. Oh, I didn't even say her. Have I even said her name yet? Okay, princess's name, let's say, yeah, you guys can be spoiled on this. Her name is Revery. I wanted to name her Solace so bad. But then it would have been Fearless, Corvus, and Princess Solace. So I went with Revery because Revery is actually I think it's a very pretty name, very princessy. I think it works. I debated giving her like moth motifs, but instead decided to go with more like sheep and lamb and sun. Anyway, what's going on with Revery and why did they want to sacrifice her to the sun? I don't know yet. I don't know why they wanted to sacrifice her to the sun, but like cults are weird. Trade offer. We receive your daughter to sacrifice to the sun. You receive blessings from the sun. Maybe. I don't know. Just like, what do you do? Why wouldn't you sacrifice your daughter to the sun? She's like, all right, sure, let's go through with that cool ritual that you came up with, dude. Because I'm thinking her kingdom has a lot to do with the sun. Even before the sun cultists showed up. Or maybe it wasn't always to do with the sun, but then the sun cultists have been there since she was born. Oh, that's a good idea. Wait, okay, hold up. New lore, okay? Before Revery was born, around halfway through the queen's reign, I think she lost her husband to some kind of enemy showed up at the Sun Kingdom. Or not the Sun Kingdom, it doesn't have a name yet. Some kind of enemy showed up at the kingdom, and her husband, the king, was lost while she was pregnant. While that happened, the Sun cultists showed up. They don't call themselves the Sun cultists because that's huge red flags and no one would buy that. They show up and they save the kingdom. They save the kingdom from this enemy, and then, thanking them, they kind of join the court. When Revery is born, Revery grows up among the sun stuff. So while the kingdom is starting to like take on what the cultists, kind of believe about the sun, I don't know what they believe about the sun. Obviously that it's okay to sacrifice people to it. I don't know if they started doing that right away because I don't think you could get into a kingdom if that happened. But maybe their leader is like really besties with the queen and also is something of a parental figure or like teacher figure to Revery. So that's how they're able to convince them like, hey, this is a sacrifice that needs to be made. This is a wild thing to say, but that's how it happens, right? There's some kind of emotional and mental connection that they have. So it's sort of recent, but not all that I have a sticky note bit attached to my ankle. After that, Revery grows up, and then they're like, we need to sacrifice Revery. Fearless is like, nope, and Revery's like, nope, and so they go, but not before they blind Revery while trying to sacrifice her to the sun. I'm thinking how the ritual goes. It's something like real freaky. I'm thinking they like have her in this little chamber area. They like force force her to stare at the sun for too long, because that's part of it. They force her to stare at the sun for too long. She gets permanent damage in her eyes, and with the magic and whatever it's going on, the freaky ritual, she goes blind and the sun burns out her eyes. But the ritual doesn't complete. They don't finish the ritual because Fearless bursts in and is like, nah, we are out of here. So he takes her, they run away. They are in the wilderness for a while. I don't know how long, probably just long enough for Revery to kind of get used to being blind. She relies almost entirely on Fearless to go around. So Fearless is very protective of her because I think they have been like, he's been guarding her for some time now. I would say a few years probably. They're friends enough to the point where if it comes down between his job and Revery, he's gonna go with Revery. And then Corvus finds them because of the way that Fearless and Revery are. They're like, all right, we'll let this guy travel with us because he says he's saving the world. They've met some crazy people, but I think maybe Corvus has something with him that lets Fearless and Revery know he's not crazy and we should travel with this guy, even though he's kind of insufferable. I'll decide what that is later. It's kind of weird because this video has like, this kind of lore has been a little strange because it lay dormant for like at least 3 years. And now because I'm trying to make these videos, it's kind of forcing me to come up with lore and reasons for things, which is a little weird, but it's also kind of fun. Oh, by the way, you might have noticed that like with my names, Corvus is the only kind of like actual name. Revery could be an actual name, but you know how they're like words and concepts rather than actual names? I'm thinking that's a naming convention in this world, or like in most regions. Or maybe Fearless is, okay, wait, hold up. I'm thinking Fearless actually is from the same country, but I think something happened to him where now he has pointed ears for some reason. We'll come back to that maybe in another video because this is not a Fearless lore video. This is a Revery lore video. Let me know if you guys are interested in like lore dumps. I don't know. In personality, Revery is very soft-tempered and altruistic. She's very sad to have lost her sight, though she's so happy to be like free and to be alive actually because, you know, was almost sacrificed. So she's, for the most part, she's a pretty upbeat person, although I wouldn't say she's like energetic. I wouldn't say she's like reckless, although she does have like a bit of a I want to experience things while I'm alive because her near sacrifice was kind of a bit of a like almost a wake-up call for her. And it's not like she was unhappy with her life, but since she almost died, she has a bigger appreciation for living. Because Revery is a princess, Corvus, after learning this, would probably have a little more respect for her just because he's a bit of a classist. But he is also probably quickly disappointed in her because even though he would consider her like a monarch, she's dependent in the way where she needs Fearless to look after her because she doesn't have any skills in combat and still not quite used to being blind. So in that regard, she's very weak. After her concept art was done, which by the way, I am very happy with how her concept art turned out. I'm very happy with how her concept art turned out. I also made a colored version because I really do feel like only Corvus works with the black and white. But after that, we moved on to her. I'm calling them like character cards. I'm not sure what this would actually be called, but I wanted to draw her in more of a princess ball gown type thing. So like this is when she's like princess, like when she's all glammed up. This is what she would normally have worn. I'm not even drawing the outfit yet. Her contrast to Fearless is that Fearless is, I guess, a little anxious, a little tense, and for good reason, because he is still looking after her, even though he technically doesn't have to, because he's not really getting paid to look after her anymore, but he just still does, and considers her his charge, still refers to her as my lady, and stuff like that. So he still considers her the princess, even though she might not be anymore. I'm not sure, like, what the queen/sun cult is gonna do. They probably want her back, right? They're looking for her, but, like, I don't know. But he still considers her the princess. She's kind of just so jazzed to be alive that she's not even like stressed out about anything. And her contrast to Corvus is that she is very gentle and very kind when it comes to things that she hasn't experienced. Corvus is not very gentle. For example, he probably turns and asks Fearless at one point, dude, why are you hanging around her? You literally don't have to. You're not getting paid for this. You're just taking care of her, like, for what? And also she's like, she's not a princess. Like she's really not able to do anything. How is she supposed to rule? She is too weak to be a ruler. She literally like sings to flowers. How is that a ruler? And Fearless is like, excuse you? Who are you? Who are you? Brother, you can't even kill a rabbit. Oh, that's another thing. That's some Corvus lore. I think he's very squeamish. I think he was kind of raised in his palace or whatever. And when they tossed him out, he didn't really know how to do anything. And the way that manifests is that he may have like his normal, like, I don't know, princely hobbies. Like maybe he can fence or do whatever princes do with swords, right? But he's never inflicted any harm. Not really. He's never directly directly caused blood to be shed or any violence to happen. So he is very sensitive when it comes to things like that, and he can't bring himself to hurt something. So maybe there's one point where they're maybe hunting for food or something, and Corvus assumes that he can handle it. But when he sees the rabbit, like, he looks into its eyes and he can see it, and he just imagines hurting it, he's just like, I can't do this. Just instant nope, and is like, this is actually peasant's work. Actually, that's why I don't want to do it. Not because I can't do it and because I'm like feeling sick or because I'm gonna cry. It's because it's peasant's work and you should do it. So that's a little tidbit. I don't know how I'm gonna write that in, but I think that is something. He cannot bring himself to harm something alive. A lot of violent topics this video. Yikes. Oh, wait, hold up. Mention on the illustration here. This is what I was going for. Honestly, I really like how the background turned out. I don't usually work on backgrounds like this, but she looks like one of those marble things. I don't even know what I'm talking about, and I don't know what I'm referencing, but like these pictures is what the energy I'm going for. Never drawn lambs before, but I feel like they turned out pretty good. I think they're cute. Also, you want to see the cutest lamb to ever lamb? Look at this little thing. Oh my word, I just realized she's kind of on the lamb. Do you guys realize, but like spelled like that, you know, because that means like running away. Like on the run. That's kind of cool. That's kind of, you know, I should write a book. I should write something. Messing with the colors took an eternity, but I do think it was worth it for how everything turned out. I wanted her to be backlit, so her colors do look a lot darker on here than they probably actually are, but I just love how the look of everything turned out anyways, that it's like so good. I think maybe I'm gonna make a video about the Sun Kingdom, or whatever the kingdom is before it was the Sun Kingdom, basically the kingdom that Revery is from, and maybe I'll develop that a little bit. If you guys are interested in seeing lore on that kingdom, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just do something else. I need constant encouragement, okay? This is positive reinforcement. If you guys care about this world and not just the characters, let me know. Because I kind of want to design like banners and kingdom stuff, like maybe a little map, maybe, I don't know, culture customs, and like maybe armor for like classic knights or whatever. You know, that sounds like fun to me. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Oh, that's a little frustrating. We missed all of the rendering on the hair, because guess who paused the recording and then forgot to unpause it. Yep, that was me. I forgot. And her quote ended up being, "To the sun and its fiercest glow." To the sun as in like she's to it. That's probably what they told her before they were gonna sacrifice her. So that's, you know, that's cool. And then I think after adding a few lighting details, it was pretty much done. Ooh, you know, character design quirk that I love? I love it when characters have light eyelashes, like that matches their hair. God, so good. I feel like people miss out when they add characters that have pale hair and then they don't give them pale eyelashes. No, it makes them look so exotic and so beautiful. Please give your characters pale eyelashes. We ended up with this. I'm very happy. I think this is my favorite character card. I'll be dead honest. I think Fearless's is my least favorite character card, but I like them all. I think this one's my favorite. My second favorite is probably Corvus's card, and then I like Fearless's too, but I think of all three, I think Fearless is my least favorite. I think it turned out really good. I feel like they've been getting progressively more complicated as it goes on, because like you look at Corvus's and it's like, oh, it's very nice, I guess. And then you look at Revery's, it's like way more. Now Corvus's design feels like bland again compared to Revery and Fearless. Might have another redesign of Corvus to kind of help flesh him out a little bit. I guess that's it. So you're just gonna go? Okay, bye. Whatever. I didn't even say my proper outro yet. Fine. And with that, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!